We currently have on planned outage just over 4,000 megawatts. We have unplanned load losses, full losses, with other words, entire units out of 9,920, partial load losses of 4,658 for a total unplanned capacity loss of 14,758 megawatts. And that gives you an indication of the significant capacity constraint that we face. That's equivalent to about 3 Medupi-sized stations that are not available for a variety of reasons, which our Chief Operating Officer, Jan Roelse, and Rulani Matabula, our Acting Group Executive in charge of generation, will go into in a few minutes. So tonight for peak, we anticipate a demand of just over 30,000 megawatts, 30,603 to be precise. So you can see the evening peak demand starting to tick up as colder temperatures approach. And we have available, including our open cycle gas turbines, 29,004 megawatts. And what that means, of course, is that we have a deficit between demand and our available generation capacity, and hence the reason for us to have to implement stage 2 load shedding because of that shortfall in generation capacity. Obviously, also bearing in mind that we do not wish to deplete all of our reserves in continuously meeting excess demand, because then we know that we will run out of diesel to fire our open cycle gas turbines at Ankerlig and Gerikwa, and we will also run out of capacity at our pumped storage systems. And these are very important backup systems in order to prevent the far worse scenario of a total system blackout. So again, with the current state of our generation fleet, we are unable to meet demand. We have to protect our reserves, and in order to do so, we therefore have to implement load shedding stage 2. We are working very hard to return units to service, and we have given guidance that load shedding stage 2 will remain in force until 5 o'clock on Monday morning. We are doing our level best to accelerate that, to pull that forward, but unfortunately, where we are right now, we have no alternative but to give that guidance based on our anticipated return to service of major units, which will alleviate the generation capacity constraint.
Now, as the Chief Exec, Andre de Ruyter, has said earlier, unfortunately, we still see, as at this point in time, that we will continue with load shedding up until Monday morning, the 9th at 5 o'clock in the morning. Because we do not, I don't believe that we need to make a decision, hastily decision. So we need to make sure that when we make a decision, we can stick to that decision. So this is unfortunately where we find ourselves. Load shedding will continue up until 5 o'clock on Monday. Now, if you take today, we only expect 3 units to return, 2 relatively small units and then 1 larger unit. So what need to return over the next couple of days up until Monday is quite a number of units to make sure. And then during the same time, we need to make sure that our emergency reserves are not depleted and it's actually, replenished. That when we are ready by Monday, to lift load shedding, that we are ready and that we have sufficient emergencies to assist us going forward.